Good evening and welcome to our performance tonight. As you can see, we are rocking back to the 80s tonight. Aren't they? Don't they look great? I think they look great. I think they deserve a round of applause. My goal with this program was just to make it as fun as I possibly can, because most sixth graders, they've been singing since they were kindergartners, and singing's not really that fun for them anymore all the time. So, how do you make it fun for sixth graders? You let them vote on what they're going to do. And one of the options that came up was 80s rock, which, as you can imagine, was a little bit of a challenge once they chose it to find some clean music for them to perform. So we found some that I think will do very well. I hope you will all enjoy them. If you feel like singing along, by all means, do so. Tonight also you're going to hear them do a couple different skills for you. One of the big skills that we're working on with sixth graders and getting them ready for the next level when they get to middle school is choral singing or part singing, where you have everyone singing the same words, but maybe they're singing different notes and creating harmony and melody at the same time. And it requires really independent musicians and good listening skills. So those are things that we work on that you will hear a couple times tonight. We also just work on taking a piece of black and white paper that's got writing all over it, that's got notes all over it, and kind of decoding it and turning it and creating it into something that's a bigger picture. We hope that you enjoy our performance tonight. We are going to start with Eye of the Tiger. The next song we're going to perform is Home Sweet Home. When Motley Crue first released it in 1985, their record company actually told them it was a horrible song, that they needed to take it off of their record because they weren't a ballad band. And even after it was released in 1991 again, it only went to number 37. However, the bassist of the band, Nikki Sixx, credits the song as paving the way for the popular power ballads of the 80s and the 90s. And the song was rebooted again in 2009 by Carrie Underwood for American Idol. After that, you're going to hear us do Footloose. And Footloose was the biggest hit and the only #1 hit for Kenny Loggins, who composed the piece. It was not written under easy circumstances, though. I had kind of a fun time reading up on what the circumstances were like when the song was written. Kenny Loggins actually had a very painful broken rib when he was writing it. And then the lyricist, Dean Pitchford, had strep throat and a fever of 101 degrees. So it obviously paid off for them. Footloose was #1 for 3 weeks in 1984 in March. And 6 songs from the soundtrack that those two men composed together, including Footloose, were in the US Top 40. And the soundtrack actually knocked Michael Jackson's Thriller off of the list of the top albums of that year. So they, even though they had a hard time writing it, it certainly paid off for them. So here is Home Sweet Home, followed by Footloose. last two songs for the evening. We are going to start with We Belong, made famous by Pat Benatar. It peaked at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1984, and it was actually written by two friends and bandmates. One of them kicked the other out of the band, and it caused a major rift between them. And then he later reached out to this friend and said, hey, let's bury the hatchet and let's write a song together for old times. So it kind of healed their friendship, and that's kind of what the song is about for those two individuals that wrote it. And our last song, which is probably the kids' favorite, it's Don't Stop Believing, released in 1981. And although it's not their biggest hit, it's one of Journey's most popular songs due to the resurgence of it in the 2000s. Because it appeared in Glee, it was in the video game Rock Band, and it was actually written into the Broadway musical Rock of Ages. So we hope you enjoy it. We belong, and don't stop believing.
I'm just saying.
Let it
just a few quick things before we send them off with you. Thank you so much for coming tonight and for sharing these wonderful kids with me. I enjoy them so much, and they really do just bring me so much happiness every day. So thank you so much. Sixth graders, thank you for a fantastic job tonight. I really appreciate all of your hard work. Yes, give them another round of applause. They did an awesome job. Just a quick thank you to Mr. Guthmiller, Mrs. Kunkel, Mr. Mason, and the maintenance staff. Also the sixth grade teachers for being here tonight, Mr. Bohanik and Mrs. Smith. Thank you so much for being here. I also have to thank my fellow specials teachers for helping me out with some rehearsals at the ends of the day. So Mr. Swanson, Mr. Innig, Mrs. Boyle, and Mrs. Bergen, I thank them. And, oh yeah, give them a round of applause. They deserve it. And I also have to thank my husband for running sound for me and just being my handy go-to guy, so thank you so much. And thank you to those of you that helped set up chairs. That was really nice. Thank you so much. All right, sixth graders, I want you to stay where you are for a minute. How many of you want pictures of this? All right, we'll get some pictures of it for you. Anyone that wants to stand up and take pictures, feel free. How about I move the mic stand for you too?